What's up, everybody? It is Thursday, August 9th. I'm back after another absolute beating. DFS this week, not very, very good to me. But we're going straight back to the Dodgers train tonight. So that should be a really fun exercise. 6 games tonight, kind of a blah Thursday slate. Pitching is a bit of a pain in the ass. So, we'll have some fun. Jake, how'd Wednesday shake out for you?
Wednesday was awful. We were kind of on a lot of the same stuff. The Dodgers, good old Mike Fiers turning back the clock. I shouldn't have watched baseball last night. I had a bunch of time to watch, and it was a terrible idea. I watched Tommy Milone get wrecked, just throwing meatballs to everyone, and then top that off with some first 3 innings of the Dodgers game where Fiers went 1-2-3, 1-2-3, 1-2-3, and called it good after that.
Yeah, I woke up and I was like, the Dodgers, another day where they didn't put up the runs, and I pulled up in the box score and I was like, okay, come on now. Mike Fiers, really? That's how it's going to shake out today? I was super aggravated.
Yeah, smash the like button. Bill Butler's got us.
I agree. Bill Butler, thank you for saying that. Yeah, smash the like button if you like this stuff, man. The likes on these past 3 days worth of videos are 150 plus. I love it. We didn't get to 200 yesterday. We're certainly not going to get to it today on a 6-game slate, but tomorrow I think is going to be the day.
I think so.
I think we're going to hit the 200 mark for Friday. Hey, I don't know. There's an open challenge for you. Make it Thursday.
Yeah.
We'll talk about the early slate at the end. Not a lot of interesting stuff to talk about there, but we can dig in pretty nicely to this 6-gamer. Ownership is out, so yeah, lousy goddamn Red Sox, Team McBee. I completely agree. They weren't the team to pick. They weren't the team to fade, that's for sure. The good news was they didn't hit a ton of home runs, so it could have been a lot worse for me. While they did have a bunch of runs, and obviously being on them was beneficial, that could have killed me way worse than it did if they got home run happy.
Yeah. Yep. So it's always fun when you go in on a team low ownership and they don't get it done. But how many Red Sox runs did they score last night?
I think they had 10.
What? They did?
The Red Sox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they had 10.
Oh, I was thinking the night before, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, 10.
And just before we get started here, is Yanni Chirinos going in relief?
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. I have him in, and he was already in the player pool on Fantasy Cruncher, so that's just my assumption. Yeah. I guess Faria is available, but I don't know how healthy he is, so I think everyone is just kind of going Yanni.
Okay. Cool.
All right, we're diving in. And there's a lot to talk about on this first one because there's some chalk brewing. Rangers and Yankees. Rangers 3.9 run implied total. Yankees 5.6. It's a 67% chance to win for the Yanks. Ariel Jurado going for Texas. J.A. Happ going for the Yankees. Very interested in Happ. I thought that I might be a little bit higher than the field here, but I am not. 23% expected ownership. That's exactly what I have. And I'm a little bit over the field on FanDuel, but it's a really good spot for Happ. And I'll have him in a decent amount of lineups. I don't really have much else to say. It's just kind of, I'm right there with the public.
I mean, I'm right there too. It's just, he's at home, making his second start for the Yankees. Didn't get the strikeouts against the Royals in his first start, but I think he's fine. He's been good all year, really solid at limiting hard contact and line drives. The Rangers strike out well above average against lefties. The only bad part is that it's a good hitter's park, but I just think Happ probably has a really nice outing here. I don't know if he's going to get a ton of strikeouts, but I just think he's got a chance to go deep in the game after throwing some low-stress innings after hopefully the Yankees get on Jurado because they got a massive team total here.
Yeah, 5.6 runs. Tied for the highest with my personal favorite team, the LA Dodgers. I love the Yankees tonight.
Dodgers.
Wait, what'd you say?
I said good old Dodgers.
Oh, yeah. Yankees are my number 5 stack on FanDuel, number 4 on DK. I'm a little above the field on both, but they're very chalky. Yankees have the most expected ownership on DraftKings and the most on FanDuel, so I get it. That's exactly where I expected them to be. That's exactly where they should be. Nothing's really weird here. This one strikes me as relatively obvious. I have a ton of Stanton. Shout out to Stanton for the grand salami yesterday. I'm always happy when I see that happen because I know for sure I'm way above the field. So I love Stanton. I love my boy Greg Bird. Didn't go yard yesterday, but I'm okay with it. So love Stanton. Love Greg Bird. I'll have bits of Gardner, Gregorius, Hicks. This Yankees lineup just looks really, really good. No interest in Andahar or Romine on FanDuel, but everybody's in play for me on DK.
Yeah, I mean, they're all in play for me. I don't think Jurado is very good at all. Could barely get swinging strikes against Baltimore. I mean, he just hasn't shown me anything impressive. Wind blowing out near 90 degrees in Yankee Stadium. I think it's going to be a short outing for Jurado. And you mentioned all the guys I like, but I'm on Andujar. I'm on Romine on DK. I have Romine being actually a pretty good hitter, and Andujar can hit righties as well. So, yeah, I'll be full stacking against Mr. Jurado here.
Sorry, I'm trying to fix something in Skype right now. Not seem to working. Anyway, not important. Yeah, I mean, Jurado with a 4.6K per 9 via steamer. Whew. That's super low, man.
Yeah.
Probably the lowest I've seen.
This is the guy that came up from Double-A, right?
I think so.
He just skipped Triple-A altogether because they needed a pitcher. Let me check on that. Yeah. So he made like 15 starts in Triple-A, then came up 2.5 weeks ago or so, and he's survived, but man, I don't see him surviving this one.
Man, why don't I have this little icon? It's pissing me off. I don't know. Annoying. Anything else you want to add here? Any Rangers at all?
Profar, I like Profar a lot against lefties, but I don't think people will play him. And then I just don't want to stack against the Yankee bullpen and a good pitcher in half.
The Yankees bullpen is seriously terrifying.
Yeah.
They're just... Every single guy is like nasty. Like super nasty.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Moving on. Didn't like him yesterday, but boy, oh boy, do I like him today. Red Sox and Blue Jays. Red Sox, 5.2 run implied total. Blue Jays, 4.1. A 60% chance to win for the Red Sox. Rick Porcello going for Boston. Ryan Borucki going for Toronto. No Porcello for me. Doesn't appear to be popular either. I'm not interested in the pitching here. I'm way more interested in the hitting, particularly on the Red Sox side. They are my number 3 stack on both sites. I am over the field on both. I'm significantly over on FanDuel. But I think the thing that's most interesting in this game, Blue Jays are chalky. Or at least relatively chalky. 4th most expected ownership on DK. Same story on FanDuel. That's a part that I don't necessarily get. I have like a third of the ownership on FanDuel and a fifth of it on DK. So I think it'll be easier to start with 1, are you looking at Porcello at all? And then 2, do you like the Blue Jays bats?
Not really on both accounts. So Porcello is just too expensive, I think. I'd rather play Paxton or Verlander ahead of him. So it's just going to be tough for me to get to Porcello. I mean, he's going to be contrarian, and it's not like there aren't strikeouts in this Toronto lineup, but good real-life pitcher. Boston has a pretty good bullpen as well. And, I mean, I just don't love any of these guys against righties. I mean, I like Grichuk. I like Justin Smoke and Solarte, but as far as full stacks, I don't really love it. Low implied total. If the roof's open, it's going to be some wind blowing into. I don't know. I don't really see it on either side. I don't see Porcello getting a ton of strikeouts. I don't see the Blue Jays lighting him up. So, yeah, this is kind of confusing to me.
Okay, good. I like that. Favorite Red Sox bats for me, love Betts. I like Bogarts quite a bit. I am miles and miles and miles and miles and miles above the field on Eduardo Nunez, who's projected for 2% ownership on DraftKings, and I have 30.
Oh my God.
I don't really understand how the Red Sox could be chalk and he could be a 2% owned player with dual eligibility and a $3,400 price point against a lefty. One of the more peculiar things that I've seen. So I will be way over the field there. Just love the Red Sox in general. If you want to go up for, like, I think you can fit Mookie and JD with the way that salaries work today. But it's a little bit more of a struggle. But I have no problem with having both if you can get there. I just like this Boston team. It's hard not to.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard not to like them, especially the top half. And that's where I want to get most of my exposure. Per usual with Boston, their lineup really falls off once you get to Nunez, in my opinion. Devers, lefty-lefty, Bradley, lefty-lefty. Just loses its bite, I think. Because, like, you start with Mookie, JD, Pierce. I don't know why Pierce would only be 9%. He smokes lefties. And recently, too. So I'm guessing he'll be up closer to Mookie and JD, especially because he's cheaper and dual position eligibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the first four righties. I'm not crazy about Benintendi against lefties. I think I say that like every time, but just doesn't hit him hard and strikes out a lot more. I don't know. And then he's always like if he's going to be 15% owned, that's a pretty easy guy for me to go underweight on while still getting exposure to the Red Sox.
Yeah, I won't have a ton of Benintendi. I don't usually like him in a lefty-lefty spot. Anything else that's interesting here? Like, I do like a little bit of the top of the Blue Jays lineup. Granderson cheap, Grichuk cheap, Travis cheap, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like a spot I want to plant my flag.
Grichuk, Smoke, and Solarte, I think, for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
T McB, I don't ever look at umpire data. I probably should, but I don't.
By the way, did you see anybody in chat, Juan Soto get ejected last night?
I saw that the pop-up came onto my phone that he got ejected.
That was some of the most ridiculous umping I've seen. Just when these guys make it about themselves, it's like, God, you're on national TV or whatever, local TV every single night, man. You do not need to make it about yourself. He just stepped into the box and he said something probably about the last at bat. The ump was egging him on, took his own helmet off, or his face mask off, and then leaned into him to try to get him to say something more. Soto said something, was looking down the entire time, and he tossed him. I was like, oh my God.
I mean, I guess we don't know what he said, but
no, but he wasn't showing him up. He didn't go up there and start yapping.
The umpire's an asshole.
Yeah, I mean, he was just looking down the whole time, digging into the box, just trying to make it discreet, and the ump just lit him up.
Umpires are a very good proxy for people in America right now.
Yeah,
they think they're way more important than they are.
I guess. And this ump called Bryce out on a third strike in the third inning, and it was just awful. It was high and outside by a few inches both ways.
I can't even go on that rant again. There's absolutely no reason umpires should call balls and strikes. It's the stupidest thing ever. I get why it existed before, but if I can know that something is a strike in live, in real time as I'm watching the game, the technology's there.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't be opposed.
Well, I mean, balls and strikes, it's just easy. It's super easy. Put a big sign in the center field that lights up and says strike or ball, and everybody will be fine.
Yeah.
I got nothing else for this game. Just play the Red Sox. It's the opposite message that I had yesterday.
Yeah. Do you have any interest in Baraki? Do you have any exposure? I can't see your screen, but don't share it because it'll slow down this stream.
I have no interest in Baraki.
Okay.
Cody Leach, thanks, man.
You are the worst, Josh. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably have a little bit of Baraki. Like, he's just survived, and I believe in him a lot more than Jurado. Red Sox have been worse as a team against lefties. I still like those four guys, but I could see him surviving once again, and he's 5,500, and just no one's going to play him. So there's the appeal. I don't see him having like a big outing or just going and like Kang 8 guys, but if Suarez or Nova falter in that same price range, he could be a guy that allows you to get a little bit of an edge on the field.
Yeah, look, I get that. I'm perpetually nervous about the Red Sox, except for days that were yesterday.
100%. Yeah.
All right, when I loaded all my stuff up today, this is the one that caught me off guard the most. And judging by our projected ownership, I'm a little different than everybody. Orioles and Rays. Orioles, 3.4 run implied total. Rays, 4.6. 63% chance to win for the Rays. I don't remember who's actually starting. But the expectation is that Yanni Chirinos is coming in for the Rays. David Hess and his lovely 6.00 projected FIP from Steamer going for the Orioles. I don't think that I've talked about the Rays maybe all year. But here we are. 9% expected ownership on FanDuel, 6% on DK. The Rays are my top stack on FanDuel and second on DraftKings. I have 2.5 times the field on FanDuel. I am 3+ times the field on DraftKings. I've got 20% Rays. Okay. That'll change a little bit. Well, maybe it won't. I don't know. Brandon Lowe is projected for no ownership on DraftKings, and I thought that was just because he wasn't a part of the our estimated lineup, but he's got 3% on FanDuel, so we're just saying that he's not going to be owned.
Yeah.
I am smashing the Rays here today. 7 lefties going against the right-hander David Hess. 4.6 run implied total, perfectly feasible for me. I figured I was going to be a little different here. I didn't expect to be this different. Talk to me about the Rays. I guess talk to me about Chirinos first. I've got 10%. I think that'll be fine. I was a little shocked to see how little Beeks was owned last night. So I assume if Beeks isn't going to get the ownership, Chirinos probably won't either. So talk to me about Chirinos first, and then let me know how crazy I am about this Rays stack.
Yeah, I like Chirinos a lot. I just like him as a pitcher. He comes in and he misses bats, and he's a righty, and he's going to get all these Baltimore righties that just cannot hit right-handed pitching. Like, haven't been able to all year. They're striking out. Like some of these rates, VR 28%, Beckham 26, Trumbo 25, Davis 34, Mancini 24, Nunez, Peterson, Joseph all over 23. So there is a ton of strikeout upside. Just making sure Hunter Wood won't go too deep into this game. It looks like they kind of cut him off at 2 innings.
Yeah.
So that's fine. I mean, Chirinos could go 5, but
I have him in for 4.
Yeah, so you want him to go 5, maybe get him to 6. If Hunter Wood only goes 1 or something. But either way, I think he should have the opportunity for a bunch of strikeouts, and he gets to miss Jones, who's probably their best hitter against righties, assuming he gets 1 less at bat against him. So that's also just an extra bonus for Chirinos. He's cheap. I got him as a really, really good value, so he's going to pop up in a ton of my lineups.
Agreed.
And then Hess. Yeah, I don't think Hess is terrible as a pitcher. I don't really want to play him. I think there's just so many other options. Like, there's 3 other guys I have clearly ahead of him, the 2 AT&T guys and Chirinos. So I don't really think there's a need for Hess. And yeah, I like Bowers and Joey Wendell, G-Man Choi, Kiermaier. That's a nice 3 through 6 there for the Rays. And yeah, they're going to be low owned because you've got Coors, you've got the Astros, you've got you've got the Yankees and the Red Sox too, so they're going to be low owned. I like them as a secondary stack a lot.
Yeah. What about as a ridiculously over-owned primary stack?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be different, right? If you 5-man stack the Rays, that's going to be very, very different on a 6-game slate. And it is a pretty good spot.
Yeah, like Brandon Lowe projects with a league average weighted runs created plus via Steamer. So I'm getting a lot of him at a sub 3,000 price point on DK, which I think is interesting.
Who's that?
Brandon Lowe.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. 7th for the Rays. Got it.
Yeah.
I haven't looked into him much. He doesn't pop up yet. He doesn't have enough at bats.
But like, I love G-Man Choi.
Yeah.
Bowers. Malik Smith leading off. All these, they're just super cheap. I'm a little nervous to have as much as I do, and I'm hoping that I can make some adjustments as we go. But I'm jamming my flag deep into the ground of Rays Island today. Trek Beeks was passable. He didn't get lit up. He just didn't get any strikeouts. Which
I think they lost him the win too, right? He had a shot at the win. Is that right?
I honestly don't know.
Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, it's just he didn't miss the bats that I was expecting, but didn't get blown up at the very least. I agree, Earl Fountain. Lowe does need more playing time. Move him up in the lineup too. I can't get much more than 50% of him. He's just easy filler, man.
Yeah. Earl, do I own a Minnesota Wild shirt? I think I do, just because I've been to a bunch of games, but I haven't bought one besides buying one for my girlfriend who's a big Wild fan.
I assume their arena is close to you?
Yeah, pretty close. It's really close to where I went to college.
Oh, okay.
So at St. Paul, yeah. Really awesome. Really fun environment. So
I was gonna say I'm sure it was probably really cheap to just go on a random day.
Oh no, it's not cheap. It's tough. My parents had season tickets.
Really?
Yeah. So, my dad did from his work. They split them. So.
Huh. I would have assumed you could have just went whenever. We used to go.
No, it's packed every night.
Oh, okay. I guess I think about it from a baseball perspective. We used to go to Phillies games pretty regularly in college because you could go for $6.
Oh yeah, you could go to the Twins game. They probably pay you to watch the Twins at this point. They're awful.
We would go for dollar dogs all the time.
Yeah, I love it.
Need something to offset the cost of the $7 beers once you're 21.
Yeah, right.
Just get drunk on the way. Anyway, I digress. I'm on Team Rays. I'll keep everybody posted throughout the day if that changes. Yesterday, I tweeted out all of my early morning info, which I hope everyone faded because I got my ass beat. But I'll try to do that a little bit more often. Use the old Twitter machine to push my agenda.
Yeah, just fade my picks on Twitter if I ever tweet my picks out.
Oh man, it's not so much that my picks were terrible yesterday. It was the people that I avoided going off. Rangers in the morning went ham, didn't have them. It's my anti-picks that are terrible.
Yeah.
Apparently. I don't know. I need a time machine to last week where I looked like a genius. Mariners and Astros. Whew. Mariners 3.1 run implied total. Astros 3.5. It's a 56% chance to win for the Stros. James Paxton going for Seattle. Justin Verlander going for Houston. Verlander, the clear chalk pitcher of the day. Tied for clear chalk pitcher of the day, but the clear top pitcher of the day. Just super. I mean, it's a great spot. Implied total is minuscule, and he's really, really good. I have a ton of Verlander. We're projecting 44% ownership. I've got 52 right now. I'll be in that area the entire day. Similar story for me on FanDuel. And I like Paxton on both sites, but I have a little bit less than the field does right now. Are you avoiding either of these guys? Because I'm just going to load up.
No, Verlander, arguably a top 3 pitcher. I don't even know if that's arguably. he's right up there with Sale and Scherzer.
Yeah.
14 strikeouts against the Dodgers in LA. Like, wow. So he's done it in bad strikeout matchups before. And this isn't a good strikeout matchup, but like Healy's and Maven, these guys aren't scary at the bottom of the lineup against righties. He's just like the total's so low for Seattle, and he's just so good that I'll pay 12-4 for him, especially when you've got guys like Nova, Suarez, Chirinos that allow you to get all these bats in too. So just a really easy play. I agree. He should be the chalk. And then Paxton on the other side, he looks awesome as well. Just shut down the Astros 2 starts ago. I think he went 7 innings, 7 or 8 strikeouts. I don't remember. But missing a ton of bats. This Astros lineup just looks decimated. You've got Tyler White in fifth spot, Reddick lefty, Maldonado, J.D. Davis, Marisnik, the most overrated 9-hitter that's ever existed. It's just, I like Paxton too. So if he's going to be low owned, which we kind of have him being relatively low owned. Oh wait, no, you don't. Who was I thinking of?
27%.
Anyways, yeah. So he's lower owned than Verlander, but like if you could make a team with both of these guys, I think that would be pretty fun to do and stack your Rays or something.
Yeah, I got so used to saying Springer, Bregman, Altuve, Correa at the top of the lineup every day, and now it's like a very different team.
Oh my God, yeah.
Bregman, Gonzalez, Gaddis, Gurriel doesn't exactly roll off the tongue in the same way. Not that I don't like those guys,
right?
But it's different when they're like the 5th best guy in a lineup compared to the 2nd.
Yeah.
I don't have a single bat in any scenario on either side of this, and I don't plan on it. Are you going to be taking anything here from a hitting perspective?
I think if I was going to a team, like if I was stacking a team, it would be the Astros.
Agreed.
Just because they still have guys that hit lefties really well. Bregman, Gaddis, Gurriel. Maldonado's actually been hitting lefties pretty well as well this year. But I think the more likely scenario is that Paxton just mows him down and goes 6 or 7 innings. And I'm not stacking against Verlander. There's just no chance. So, yeah,
I'm with you.
It's mostly pitching here.
Yeah, this one is about as obvious as it can get. Alrighty, time to talk about my squad. Dodgers and Rockies. Oh, I didn't see that. This works for me. Dodgers 5.6 run implied total. Rockies 4.9. 56% chance to win for the Dodgers. Ross Stripling going for LA. Tyler Anderson going for Colorado. No Tyler Anderson for me. I've got like a line of him randomly. That's what happens on a 6-game slate. I'll have a little bit of Stripling on both sites. Probably just a hair above the field. But the appeal for me here is absolutely the Dodgers bats. Once again, they have 9% aggregate ownership. I'm at 21 on FanDuel and 24 on DK. I'm mashing them. They're my number 2 stack on FanDuel, number 1 on DraftKings. This time feels a bit different. In Coors, against a lefty, 8 righty bats in the lineup. Are we going back to the Dodgers, well?
Yeah, I think that's perfectly fine. I mean, I love Anderson as much as the next guy. He's been successful in Coors. I was expecting this ownership to kind of be flipped. I was expecting the Dodgers to be the chalkiest team of the day, and then the Rockies being lower owned. But we have it like completely flipped. Dodgers
Rockies are 3rd right now on DK.
Yeah, and the Dodgers are 4th.
No, not even close.
Are they? Who else are they behind?
They're sorry. I said that poorly. They're 5th. It's Yankees, okay, Red Sox, Rockies, Blue Jays, and then Dodgers.
Okay, so yeah, I prefer them over the Blue Jays. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to be overweight at this ownership. We really only have Dozier, Machado, and Turner taking up like over half of the ownership. So, I like all those guys. I love Matt Kemp against lefties. I think he's been really underrated and under-owned a lot of time against lefties.
Incredible play today.
Yeah, love it. Love that if he's going to be under 10%. Like I said, this is just an ownership play. I was expecting to kind of have some Anderson and be lower on the Dodgers, but at this ownership, if they're going to be a bottom 4 stack, they've disappointed lately. or if they're not going to be in the top 4, then I'll gladly play them. Kemp is 4,200. Turner under 5K. They're not even expensive.
No,
not that you need savings tonight, but you could easily go Verlander, one of the guys in AT&T, and full Dodgers, probably with some Rockies in there too. So
so that's my hot take. I don't have the Rockies. Well, not the way everyone else does. So 9% projected ownership on FanDuel. I have 1, and 14% on DK. I have 7. So I'm basically not touching them on FanDuel, and I have half of the field on DraftKings.
I mean, they're a perfectly fine stack for me. Stripling hasn't looked as shut down as of late. I mean, still missing bats, even though he's allowed runs lately. Who would you go with if you had to take a pitcher here? Who would it be?
Stripling for sure.
Stripling?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it would be for me. But before ownership, I would have said Anderson. But now seeing this projected ownership, it's got to be Stripling because you're getting so much leverage off these chalky Colorado bats. They're much better against lefties anyways. I mean, they're good against either hand and Coors, but
78 weighted runs created plus against righties this year.
Yeah. So, and that takes into account park factor. So
yeah,
they're a below average team against righties. They're very good against lefties. So I get the Stripling play actually for 7,200 now. That's just too good of leverage to pass up. To not have at least some exposure with 150 lineups.
Yeah, feel bad touting the Dodgers again, but like gotta
trust those.
They're like my new favorite team.
Yeah, dude, they are just stacked when they put it together. Because they're gonna do it some games where they're just gonna bat around like 6 times. Like they just have such good hitters. Even Tyler Anderson won't be able to overcome it, I don't think.
Oh, it's too many righties over and over and over again. Too many high-level righties.
Yeah.
So for Rockies bats, I have a little bit of LeMahieu and Arenado. I like Iannetta at 3,100, just always as a catcher in course. But yeah, I'm relatively muted here. I just have like half of everybody, basically. They're expensive, 4 guys, 5,000 or above. They just feel unnecessary to me. So I hope they stay quiet tonight.
Yeah. I mean, I like Colorado, but not at those ownerships. Not if they're going to be up near, like higher than the Dodgers, up near the Yankees and the Red Sox. I prefer the Yankees and the Red Sox above them, I think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I have significantly more than the field on those guys. And it's gonna be another one of those nights where I have a lot of concentrated ownership at the top. If it goes well, it goes real well. If it doesn't, it goes like the past 4 days.
It's got to hit at some point, right?
That's the hope. And now to the most perplexing game of the day from a pitching perspective. Pirates and Giants. Pirates, 3.7 run implied total. Giants, 4.3. It's a 56% chance to win for the Giants. Ivan Nova going for Pittsburgh. Andrew Suarez going for the Giants. Andrew Suarez tied with Justin Verlander for exposure tonight at 44%. I said, who needs 44? I've got 61. Ivan Nova projecting 20% ownership. I've got 27. I mean, this is like the perfect place to have pitchers. Neither offense is particularly exciting. So, with a price point of 5,100 for Suarez and 4,900 for Nova, I think they are both much better pitchers than their price tag shows. They're not like DFS world beaters or anything, but they're functional guys in as good of a pitcher's park as you're going to find. I'm loading up on both of these dudes from a pitching perspective. 88% total ownership just between Nova and Suarez. I think you're on the same page as me.
Yeah, just really too cheap to pass up either side. It's an 8-run total, which I think that's probably the lowest or second lowest besides the game with the 2 aces. But yeah, it's just like DraftKings just messed up this pricing. These guys should not be this low. Neither of them are on a pitch count. I wrote up Suarez. I think I prefer him a little bit more, but Nova is going to be one of my higher owned pitchers as well, just because he's 4,900, and it's not like the Giants have been world beaters against righties this year. 24% strikeout rate, 145 ISO, 93 WRC plus. I mean, they're just nothing special. Neither of these teams against the handedness of the opposing pitcher are great. Like Pirates against lefties haven't been great either. So you put them in one of the best parks, probably the best park for pitching, on a Coors slate with the Yankees and the Red Sox. It's just too easy. So, yeah, I like them both. I don't know how you don't. Like, the contrarian thing would just be to stack one of these teams, because these guys are both going to get a ton of ownership. But who would you stack? Because there's just a bunch of righties. Like, the good hitters on San Francisco are righties, and Nova is good against righties, and he's not good against lefties. But do you really want to stack Crawford, Duggar, Panic? I mean,
I do on FanDuel.
How cheap are they?
They're my fourth stack on FanDuel. We're projecting 10% aggregate. I actually have 16. So McCutchen, 3,300. Posey, 28. Longoria, 3. Brandon Crawford, 28. Austin Slater, 24. Panic, 21. So I'm getting a lot of these guys because they're just dirt cheap.
Yeah.
I don't love it, but they're just an efficient stack.
Right, but so you can fit them with like Verlander, one of the top stacks on FanDuel. Then I'm
very
assuming.
Easy to get to a Verlander Yankees combo or something like that.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense then.
Yeah.
So I'll have stacks of both of these teams because it's just too good of a leverage spot when you've got a 44% and a 27% owned pitcher. I think Suarez is going to be a little bit over-owned if he's 44%, especially with Chirinos and Nova, and like good pitchers like Anderson and Stripling. But I can't say I feel great about a Pirate stack. I mean, he does give up a lot of hard hits to righties, but Marte doesn't hit lefties very well. Freeze does, Cervelli does. So there's a couple options that I somewhat like, but it's just such a terrible park.
Yeah.
So terrible.
Ryan Widger, would you play Suarez and Nova together? Absolutely not. You don't have to.
I would. I mean, you can.
Not on a day like today.
So
I don't think you could spend all the salary.
I think you can. So the way you would do it is.
I mean, do you want to do it?
Yeah, we could try it.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just do that because I think that you don't need, like, you can just as easily get a better pitcher with one of those guys and have the same sort of high end bats. But I mean, this is a good exercise.
Right. So the way you do it, you play those two. You're hoping for a low scoring game. Even if Verlander gets you 35 or something, then you would need, just need to try to spend all of your salary, get all the big bats. Maybe you game stack Coors and go 1 through 5, 1 through 3, or pick your favorite 3 on the other team. Can you not?
All right. First lineup that popped up, it already has my other settings in it, so I'm going to clear everything out so I can run it a bit better. Let me share with you too so you can see it. So we've got 5-man Dodgers stack: Kemp, Machado, Turner, Dozier, Barnes, Pierce, and Betts with one off Stanton, and $1,400 left over. So
you make your best stack. You put your hitters in first, and you put these two guys in last, and you try to spend all the salary. If two teams on the slate go completely nuts, let's say like Coors is like 15 to 12 or something, you're probably going to need a full Coors game stack to compete in tournaments. And the way you get to that is with Nova and Suarez. You're not playing those two because you're expecting them to score 25 each. You're playing them because it allows you to get the bats in. And if the bats are the key to winning the GPPs tonight, then you might need to go double punt at pitcher. So I don't think it's a bad idea.
No, I don't think it's a bad idea. I think it's just easier to spend up a little bit more on pitching if you need to do the exact same thing. Like, there's a 5-man Red Sox, 3-man Dodgers stack that still leaves you $1,100 on the table. And that includes Benintendi, which, like, I wouldn't necessarily want to do. I mean, you have carte blanche to pick any hitter you want if you do something like this. But, I mean, these are all basically leaving, for the most part, $1,000+ on the table.
Yeah.
Let me change that. Let me try to leave less money on the table too. I'm getting a lot of similar lineups here. Yeah, like 5-man Red Sox, Dozier, Machado, Arenado.
I'm seeing one. I just ran a different one. Yanni and Suarez, 4-man Red Sox with the 3 outfielders and Pierce, 3-man Yankees and Grandal. So it's just, the lineup looks so good, but you need all your hitters you need all the expensive hitters to go off and like homer or do something crazy.
Right.
Because Verlander's going to get his 30 or whatever, assuming it's a normal slate. He's going to get his 30 plus probably. You may not need the highest raw scoring pitcher if a ton of expensive bats go off.
Oh God, Sean V. Stop being right, man. It makes me sad.
Did he came in chat yesterday and said that?
Yeah. Okay, good kudos. I hope it paid off for you. I hope you had him.
Yeah. If you didn't have him, then the call means nothing.
Yeah.
Show us your screenshot. No, I'm just kidding. Good call, Sean.
Yeah. So like, if let me do a couple here with. Apparently, I deleted my old DK crunch, so we're gonna treat this exercise a little bit different than we normally do. Let's do Suarez with, like, we'll say Paxton for right now. Because I think that this is basically the reason why I wouldn't do it. So now if I had Paxton Suarez, I still have the same 5-man Dodger stack. I still get Stanton and Greg Bird, and then I just have like one-off Jonathan VR as the second baseman. Or so like you're making a little bit more of a concession in the final 3 guys, but you can still have whatever stack you want with a higher priced pitcher along with Suarez, and I think I prefer that. Like, there's 5-man Red Sox, Turner, Kemp, and Stanton, but you're still getting Paxton instead of Ivan Nova. I think that's probably worth it to me.
Okay.
I'll say this much. The Suarez-Nova combination was more appealing than I expected it to be.
I mean, it just lets you do anything you want, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And terrible that it's even allowed to do that because of this garbage pricing.
Yeah, I assumed it was going to be too much salary on the table. And it probably is a little bit, but it was more feasible than I was originally anticipating. Definitely a way to go if you want to.
I mean, just like running this crunch, since my model prioritizes hitters, I'll have some Suarez, Nova, Chirinos, Suarez type lineups. I'm seeing them all over right now, and they look insane.
I think that I would prefer doing it with Chirinos there than the Suarez Nova, because Suarez and Nova are both popular. That's another reason why I don't think it's like an awesome idea, because they both have a decent amount of ownership. I'd like to be a little bit different at pitcher if I was going to do that. So if you could do Chirinos plus Suarez or Chirinos plus Nova, I think that that's a better way to spend down if you wanted to spend down on both.
What if you just you just went like, you excluded every other pitcher besides Chirinos, Nova, and Suarez, and just ran your crunch and just hope 2 out of 3 of them hit, and then you get every single bat. But I mean, you have to hope that also Verlander doesn't go for 50, or something crazy. But which of these other pitchers besides Verlander and maybe Paxton can get you to 30?
I don't know. I'm gonna do exactly what you just said right now.
Like if they don't, like it's gonna be all bats. Bats are winning the GPPs tonight, I think, regardless.
I have no problem agreeing there. All right, let's run this and see how it shakes out. All right, one of my settings is super incorrect.
Your exposures, yeah, you got to change that. Let's see this.
Why is that breaking down now?
What are your hitting exposures at?
I mean, high enough that it shouldn't matter.
You're just put your stacks at 100%. Oh, there you go.
That shouldn't matter, though.
Oh, it doesn't?
I mean, I've got hitters at 53, so... But I'll at least tweak that a little bit. Sometimes Fantasy Cruncher gets stuck with old information.
Yeah.
And doesn't crunch until you clear it out. You can set up the same stuff and then it'll run through. I'm doing 100 quick of just Suarez, Chirinos, and Nova.
Those lineups look so good. Like that. And you even got your boy Malik Smith and Jake Bowers in one of them.
My boy Malik Smith. I'm not sure I've ever had him.
Hess has a few stolen bases this year. Smith, he's got speed. May not be a great hitter, but he certainly can run.
All right, so these are in order of my projections now. A lot of Dodgers.
Yeah.
Wow. So I did 100 lines. 40 lines of 5-man Dodger stacks, 35 of the Rockies, and 21 of the Red Sox.
Not bad.
Nope, you can pay up for whatever you want in that scenario.
Yeah. It's pretty fun. I mean, it's something to consider if you don't feel great about Verlander or Paxton tonight.
Yeah, look, I don't hate it. I thought I'd hate it more, but I don't. Fascinating. Wow. Do we want to talk about how we're done and it's not 10 o'clock yet?
That's what happens. Well, we got early slate. I'm sure people want to talk early.
How about it?
All right. Kind of mentioned it on the night shift, but actually, let me pull up ownership really quick. Do we have early slate? I don't remember.
We do.
Okay.
As of 2 minutes ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No, we don't.
I'm seeing it right now.
Are you seeing any pictures in there?
Yeah. Kluber, Guerra, Gio. Yeah. No, we have it.
Weird. I wasn't. Now I am.
Okay. So, kind of as I expected, if you listen to the night shift last night or this morning, the 3 home pitchers are going to be chalky. The 3 road pitchers are not. So, on 3-game slates, ownership is concentrated, and that's fine. You pick a spot you want to leverage. I mean, I think Barrios makes some sense if Cleveland's going to be chalky, which I'm trying to see their hitters here. Yeah, I mean, they're going to be relatively chalky, especially those top 3 guys. If he can survive those 3, he shouldn't have a problem with Roberto Perez and Encarnacion and Melky. So I don't hate Barrios if you're trying to get different. Kluber as chalk, 67% chalk. He hasn't been that great where he's just a lock on this slate. So some Twins bats, I think maybe a twin bat. I love Rosario and Polanco against righties. Those would be the guys I'd want to leverage the Kluber chalk with. And then I think probably the best leverage stack of the day, Gio, we've got him being almost 50%. Just saw the Braves wreck a lefty yesterday. They could certainly do it again. They don't strike out against lefties. They've got Duvall, Suzuki. I love Albies can hit lefties. Acuna, just big power. Gio is good against lefties, but so is Freddie Freeman and Markakis. So I like the Braves stack. And then Barrios, if you're getting different on this early slate. One of those two.
Yeah, so I just ran a quick crunch for the early slate. Pull up this ownership again so I can see it. I'd be a bit over the field on Junior Guerra. Obviously, Kluber, super high end. Right there with Gio as well. Favorite stacks would be Milwaukee and the Nats.
Yeah. So I like the Nats. Are they the chalk stack on this slate? Because Anibal's been good.
Yeah.
Rendon
is high. Harper's high. Turner's high. Eaton's high. So all those guys being ahead of everybody else. Those guys are all in like the top 15. So.
Yeah. So just keep in mind, Anibal's been good. And any road pitcher you play, you're going to get a ton of leverage. So I would mix those guys in if you're crunching. I would for sure try to mix in the 3 road guys. Erlin is just cheap. You're going to get a different lineup construction. He's actually good against righties, or he has been pretty good against righties, especially at limiting hard hits. So he's interesting for that reason. I don't know yet. I haven't decided if I'm playing this yet. But Josh, you said the tournaments are bad.
There's just nothing out there really.
Okay.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah. Okay. Are you
it just
playing
didn't seem like something I needed to care about.
Are you playing preseason NFL DFS?
Absolutely not.
I will not be playing unless I have just a ton of time this. Well, no, I don't have a ton of time this afternoon. But I will be watching one game because my friend is on an NFL team. So he's making his preseason debut. So me and a bunch of my buddies are trying to stream it. But other than that, I will not be playing DFS.
That's exciting.
Yeah, pretty cool. He's a DN for the Bucks. So
nice. I guess we could talk about it off air. Yeah, like max $5 entry fee tourneys on the early slate, just like a crappy $3,000 prize pool. So I don't even want to put in the work.
Yeah, dude, they could run a mini max for the early. I don't know what's stopping them from doing that.
I don't know. I have no idea. But like, it's an unappealing slate of tournaments. So I just have. I'm just not interested in doing the work for like this low end stuff. Is there anything higher than that? I guess the breakfast buffet is not bad, but I mean I'm not going to 150 max the 3-game slate here. Like I'm not quite ready for that.
$1,500 before lunch. Nice.
Yeah, that'd be quite the morning, that's for sure. 20K to first. It's not a bad payout structure, actually.
Yeah, it's actually not terrible. They make the main slate terrible payout structures for some reason.
They do indeed. Alrighty, I think that's probably everything. Hit the like button if you like this. Please subscribe. Otherwise, subscribe to our iTunes podcast feed. There may be more things coming to that soon enough. Quick Hits will be out later today. Spotlight hitters, pitcher stacks are out. Quick Hits, a little weird for me yesterday. The thing that I use to normally build out my slides, stopped doing it the same way. So I didn't have this the fun filled-in graphic on the side. It was just like a little box. Hated the shit out of it. Couldn't figure out how to fix it. So hopefully it just kind of works today. And then live stream tonight, Chris and Jake.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Which team? What do you mean? What do you mean, Earl? Oh, does my friend play on? The Bucks. Annabelle hot takes. All right. Yeah, that's about it. I'm good with this slate. Seems pretty straightforward, but crunching will be fun. Your lineup should look incredible tonight. The pricing is very, very soft.
Yeah, that's a very true statement. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. That was fun. We'll be back in the morning tomorrow.
Big slate. Big slate tomorrow.
Big old Friday slate. So best of luck tonight, and talk to you later.